It's good to share this with you this morning. If you help the poor, you're lending to the Lord and he will repay you. Proverbs 19:17. Good King Wenceslas. Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel, when a poor man came in sight, gathering winter fuel. Ask 30 people to say this king's name and you may get 30 different pronunciations. No one seems to know how to pronounce Wenceslas or Wenceslas, as it is written in most of our hymnals. There are actually more than 30 possible pronunciations, but the most common in English is Wenceslas. The good news is, with more than 30 possibilities, you can't really go wrong. Just say it confidently and everyone will think you're right. But what may be lesser known than how to say his name correctly is the story of his life, the inspiration for this classic Christmas hymn. King Whatever had a really interesting story, the story behind the song. Good King Wenceslas was inspired by the story of an ancient king who was made a saint after his death. He was known as Vaclav the Good or King Wenceslas. The people of the Czech Republic had fallen on hard times. Tradition says that the king was looking out his window and watched a poor man collecting wood. The king asked his servant to find out where the poor man lived and help him take meat, drink, and firewood to his home. As the king and his servant ventured out on a very cold night, the servant struggled to walk in the snow. As the story goes, the king told his servant to step in the king's footsteps. Miraculously, each time the servant placed his foot where the king's foot had been, the servant's feet were warmed. Thus they delivered the food and helped the family. Soon, news of the king's generosity spread through the country, encouraging others towards generous living. Blessed to be a blessing. The last stanza of Good King Wenceslas says, Therefore, Christian men, be sure, wealth or rank possessing, ye who now will bless the poor, shall yourselves find blessing. At Christmas we give to those we love and to those in need. All of us can bless the poor with what we give, whether it be a lot or a little. The amazing thing about giving is that when we give what the Lord wants us to give, we find it to be a blessing in our lives as well. And your lived out generosity can warm the feet of others as they follow in your footsteps. They may see your sacrifice for others this Christmas and be inclined to do the same. Whom will you bless this Christmas? May you be blessed for following the example of good King you know who. And it's a wrap.